So yeah. I'm gonna be brief. I don't like this. I know what I was trying to get to, but because it's a bit odd, because I don't mind what would be essentially his 5 stories in one, and they all have, like, I've seen other stuff with a similar idea where it's basically, we're not going to have one story, but we're going to have 5 stories inside of one. And you also have found footage, which usually I'm fine with. I like sort of some stuff that has sort of like, oh, this isn't what like it is here. The behind the scenes stuff, etc., meaning that like this isn't what it truly is. There's a bit more to it, and I'm somewhat a fan of that. I like that idea. Whereas like it's not like well, it is what it is, but it's more like the person holding the camera. It's not like, and then we have here. It's more like, oh yes, let's take through the story. We're going to make a documentary on this thing, and it all goes badly. I like some of those. I don't like this. I'll talk about something this time. So the way that I like sometimes when you have more than one story in something, and this sounds contradictory, but I like both of them separately, and I also don't like something else. So 3 points. Let's go by one. So let's do the 2 genres first. 1, stories that contain more than one story that leads to an opening arch, right? I like how they are fully disconnected, and it's all about how, in a way, they are all stories. And I prefer that as that. They could be real, but I'm fine with it just being like, here is a legend or here is a myth. And sometimes it works, but not in the way that this is done. That's not that bad. I'm not too much of a fan of this because it's very much this, and then you have like a couple of seconds, and then you jump back into the next one. Which, again, I like it, but not as much as other stuff that's happened. The found footage, I kind of prefer by itself, or at least in a very way that isn't just we have found footage in found footage. Because we have the story of what they're doing, trying to look at the VHS, who, spoiler alert, they all die. Which I don't like. If you're going to have stories with stories, sometimes have some succeed, some don't succeed. You don't have to have, and then everyone dies. All of these are horrible, tragical events, and all of them die. I kind of would have been fun with them being like, and then Dave survived. Dave from Story 2 survived. I don't know. That's the other thing I don't like, which is they all die. Yay. And maybe that's because one of the things that I like is, and then everyone. if I refer to Doctor Who, everyone lives, Rose. Simon, everyone lives. It's like, yeah, I like that sort of stories, but like everyone lives. I know like stories sometimes have dark endings. I'm fine with it. But if you have multiple stories, at least have one being like, and then everyone lives. I don't know. It sounds stupid, but I just thought sometimes, and compared to other stuff that do similar multi-story with found footage, yeah, obviously there's something that's missing. 2, I am not on number 2. There's probably number 1, VHS. Very good. But I don't know. Again, I don't know if I'm missing anything. I probably am, but yeah. Yeah, I realised that there was another part to this. So yeah, we're going to do the other part of this. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and good night.